Hello, I made it. Woo, what a day. I hope you guys had a good day. It's been crazy hectic, although wonderfully crazy hectic as I had grandbabies here today. So that's why I'm doing this tease towel today, tonight. And I hope your day has gone well. And I'm curious to see with having the tease towel at nighttime if it makes any difference in who joins me. So I hope you join me. Say hi if you join me, please, 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 and say replay let me know in the comments if you replay, and let me know what you think of my topic tonight. As I say, I usually try to do topics that are very dear to my heart, and this is a big one. This is really it's a topic that needs to be heard and has been very, very helpful in my life. So I do, I've talked about many times that I do gratitude journaling in the mornings, and it helps to set my mindset and my mood for the day. And as I was doing it today, I thought of this. And when I was back in my working day, and this was a training, way more involved was the training that I had that made a really big difference in a lot of my difficult conversations and those situations that we get in, that how we approach it can make such a difference. So we start out our day, most of us we start out our day with a loving heart. We start out our day with good intentions of, I'm a mess. I've had baby spit on me and everything, and I turned on my curling iron and I pulled out my curling iron and forgot to turn it on. So my hair is like crazy. Get a haircut on Thursday, but so I'll try not to mess with it. But anyway, we do get up and try to start our day with a loving heart. We try to start with the right mindset, a positive mindset. And as we get into our day, then things happen and people happen. And when those things or those people happen that are, not, it makes it really hard to keep that loving heart. And if we go into that difficult conversation with emotions, we can really, it's not going to go well. So that's what I want to talk about, because you go into that day with a loving heart, and when you find yourself starting to lose that, it's really takes a moment of stepping back and stopping and check in with your emotions. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? And even more importantly, what stories are you telling in your head? Because that's going to make a big difference whether we internally end up going into that situation with a heart at peace or a heart at war. And what you want to ask yourself are these stories true? Are they going to interfere with our action? But really, more importantly, are they true? Because a lot of times those stories in our head are really based on our past and experiences we've had in our past. And it can make a really big difference totally in the outcome of the situation or that interaction. So I talk about it as, and I learned it this way, as that idea of going into that conversation with, or that interaction, however it is, with a heart at peace or a heart at war. And think about that, how you often, when there's difficult situations, emotions start to fly. And are you able to get past those emotions? So if you stop and check your emotions, you're really going to make a difference in how that interaction happens. So let's talk about that a little bit, because heart at peace or heart at war, it's kind of intuitive of what it means, but I want to delve into it just a little bit more. If you're going into it with a heart at war, you're letting your emotions get the best of you. You are having negative energy and bringing negative energy into the conversation, and that conversation can escalate very quickly. And it really can, that negativity that you're bringing into it can create a hostile environment that is going to hinder that communication. What it's also going to do is when you come into it with anger and with that heart at war, it's going to create a defensiveness on the other person's part. It's a confrontational nature, and it really can break down the communication and cause misunderstandings. And the focus actually changes from problem solving to defensiveness or blaming or those kinds of things. And it really can strain the relationship. If you are coming into it with that negativity and all of that, people are going to be hesitant to share their thoughts and share their feelings, and you're not going to have a conversation that is going to create solutions. So it limits solutions also. Unlike if you can step back, get a hold of your emotions, and come into it with a heart at peace, it is going to be a more positive atmosphere. The person is going to be safe. You're going to be calm, and the conversation can actually happen. You're going to listen. Hi, Misty. You're going to listen. You're going to be able to better put yourself in that person's shoes and look at it from their perspective. It enables you to have some empathy and really think of where they're coming from in this. And you're more likely to have some conflict resolution instead of escalating tensions. And you're going to come out of the relationship with a more positive impact. I mean, you're really going to have a more productive conversation and be able to come with a solution and save that relationship. From my working days, it's sometimes really, really hard to, hi Patty, it's really, really hard to, in some of those situations, and particularly if your personality type doesn't mesh well with that personality, and I was in management, and it's really hard sometimes to step back and separate your emotions from that, but you had to do that, and it makes such a difference in your communication. So besides though stopping besides stopping and checking in with your emotions, one way that I learned to think about it is to step back and think of that person as a person. You know, to think about your emotions, why you're feeling that, what stories are you telling yourself, but also thinking of that person as a person. They have the same kind of insecurities. They have the same kind of feelings that you do, and put that humanity to it. And I actually even learned thinking of them as themselves as a child. And if you can think of them as a child, you're more likely to be able to show that empathy and to get your heart into it. So deciding, are you going to go into that interaction with a heart at peace or a heart at war, is going to make a big difference. It's going to help with the communication. It's going to help with the conflict resolution. You're going to have more understanding and help that relationship. And you're going to have a much better conversation. You're going to have a much better outcome and a much better relationship. So it really benefits by being able to stop and do that. And that's my message I wanted to say, because it's easy in those difficult conversations to let our emotions get the best of us and take over the conversation. So that's my message for Tease Towel today. I do want to take that a little bit farther, because a lot of times those stories that we tell ourselves really are based on our childhood, our past, our pains, the things that have happened in our life. Hi, Rhonda. The things that have happened in our life that have caused scars inside. And sometimes we need to be able, especially if you have a hard time getting past that, and you come at situations with a heart at war, it might be that you need to do some inner work on yourself. 90% of our day, 90% of our going through life is on automatic pilot. It's subconscious. We make the same mistakes. We follow the same patterns. We think the same thoughts, because that is what was ingrained into our subconscious as we grew up. And sometimes it takes a little extra work to get past that. And that's what I did as I went through my life, and I was making the same mistakes over and over, or living the same life over and over, not being able to get past some of those things and those patterns. I needed to do some inner work. We go through life asleep so much. It's so much on autopilot, and we go through life asleep. And I realized that and decided that I needed to, I wanted a better life. I wanted a different life. I wanted a more joyful life. I wanted to break free of that pattern that I was living, that I was bringing into my life myself. So I began to do some work on myself, and it has made such a difference. I have been able to change those patterns. I am in much healthier relationship now. I have so many good things happening, and it's because I decided to awaken. And if you feel like you've had enough and that you want to change that, I have a solution for you that is free. So my mentor, my coach, my person that I've worked with for the last couple of years, who have really helped me to do a lot of that inner work and to get past some of those painful issues that were holding me back and keeping me just recreating those patterns. She is offering a free 5-day workshop, and it's called Awaken. And she is amazing. She has done so much for my life and so many of the people that I know, and several of them that have just popped on today for this. It's a free workshop. So she does a masterclass each day. She records it so you can go back and watch it. If you're working or you can't watch it when she does it live, you can go back and you can do the work and you can listen to her, and it's all free. So Misty just posted it in the comments. That's what I was going to say. I'll post it in the comments. Thank you, Misty, for doing that. Misty is one of my soul sisters. There's Cassie, there's Patty, there's some of those that are on here, and we can all attest to the work that she has done for all of us in helping us to be able to become more the person we're meant to be, and to wake up and to get out of that pattern of making those same mistakes, living on that autopilot. So I would strongly encourage you, if you are struggling with things like that, or you find that you can't break past that heart of war, and it's really difficult in those difficult situations to be able to go into it with a heart at peace, I would strongly encourage you to work on this, because life is short. We need to have joy. We need to live to our fullest. We need to grow and be the best person we can be. And this workshop, I tell you, Tosh Bloom, she is just the best. And Misty posted the link in here, so I would encourage you to ask me if you have any questions. I'm happy to help you with any questions you might have about what it's going to be like, but it's all free, so you can sign up for it, and if you end up not liking it, you don't have to continue with it. So I hope you do, because it's made such a difference in my life, so many of these women's lives, and we love her to death. And you need to do this for you. Decide to choose you and step out of that pattern that you have been in. So I love you all. Thanks for joining me tonight on Tease Towel. And I might have to just switch this to the evening. I have been thinking about it, because when I'm out in Arizona, especially depending on the time of year, sometimes there's 2 hours time difference from there to Central Time. So I'm wondering if maybe doing it in the evening like this, although I was running after babysitting. But so anyway, thank you guys for jumping on. I appreciate it so much, and all the encouragement and all the comments. But I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll keep you posted if we're going to do a permanent change to Tease Towel. This is week 49 that I've done this, so I'm proud of myself. And actually, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Thanks, Cassie. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Tosh. So really, whether it's your life, your business, all of that stuff, it's going to, if what you working on yourself makes a difference for all of that. So I thank you guys so much for all your support. I love you all, and sign up for that workshop. It starts January 29th. It's 5 days. Doesn't take a lot of time. So think about it. All right. Bye, guys.